Hi, my name is Vicki from MeTime, and today I'm going to show you step by step how to do the Topiary Gift Card Holder of the Hoop Studio subscription. I think it's so neat that you can make this gift card holder and use it as a money tree or also adding a gift card into it. Today, I'm going to show you how to do both. If you're new to MeTime, we deliver machine embroidery experiences right to your door. And we have 4 different subscriptions. So if you want to go and check those out, you can go to metimedelivered.com. First off, I want to show you what you're going to receive in your kit this month. A few colors and sizes of felt, pretty Tilda fabrics, including this lovely purple in multicolor. You're also getting shapeform interfacing for stability, leather, vinyl, twine, these cute little gift tags, and one of my favorite parts are these Tilda Buttons, and of course our full color step-by-step instructions. There are 2 designs included in this kit. One is the flower gift card holder, the other is the topiary one. The steps are very similar, but I choose to show you the topiary so I can explain how to use it as a money tree. Before starting though, I like having all of my materials ready. For this project, I will need some sharp scissors of different sizes. I like the yellow big one that I have here and also some small snips. I like using my tweezers, and of course, I can't forget my Kimberbell paper tape. And don't forget to pre-wound your bobbins. We have already starched our fabrics, so we are ready to begin with part 1. We have already hooped our Kimberbell washaway stabilizer into the 5x7 embroidery hoop. Now load the Topiary Gift Card Holder Part A file into the embroidery machine. Stitch the base placement line in a neutral thread color. This is machine step 1. Place the base shapeform interfacing covering the placement line and tape it in place so it doesn't shift. Machine step 2 is to stitch the base tack down line. I can take my tape off now, then trim the shapeform close to the tack down line. When trimming shapeform, I like to rotate the hoop to get to the different angles better. I also have to be careful not to cut the stabilizer underneath. On to machine step 3. Stitch the insert front placement line. Then put the insert front felt covering the placement line and tape in place. I'm on machine step 4 now, which is to stitch the insert front tack down line. Remove the tape, but don't trim the felt yet. That's very important. Machine step 5, changing to the brown thread, stitch the trunk placement line. Place the trunk fabric right side up, covering the placement line. Now we can stitch the trunk tack down line. Next, trim the fabric close to the stitch line. Since decorative stitches don't cover as much as a satin stitch, you want to make sure you trim close to the stitch line, but be careful not to cut the tack down line. Machine step 7, stitch the trunk decorative outline. Change your thread color to the green thread and stitch the topiary placement line. This is machine step 8. Aren't these colors so perfect for spring and summer? Now, put your topiary fabric right side up, covering the placement line, and tape in place. Machine step 9. Stitch the topiary tack down line. We are still using the green thread. Trim the fabric close to the stitch line. We don't need to worry about a fray preventative because on the next step, we will stitch a decorative outline. Since our stitch line is now done, we can add the decorative outline I mentioned earlier. I switch my thread out to a dark green to stitch my leaves placement lines. This is machine step 11. Place the leaves felt, covering the placement line, and tape in place. Machine step 12 is stitching the leaves tag down line. Then, remove the tape. Trim the felt however you want. This will be a raw edge applique. I recommend first cutting out the excess around the main shape using the same trick as when we were cutting the shape form, rotating the hoop. Make sure your scissors are sharp and also be careful not to cut the fabric underneath. I switch my thread back to brown so I can do machine step 13. Stitch the branch felts. After I switch my thread back to green, I'm ready for machine step 14. Stitch the leaves fell. After step 26, you will find that there are two options for the topiary. You can add a gift card pocket or money ties depending on what gift you're giving. If you want to do the gift card pocket, continue to complete steps 27 to 30. Then skip direction steps 31 to 34 and machine steps 17 and 18. If you would rather do the money ties, you can go ahead to steps 31 to 34. Make sure to skip machine steps 15 and 16. You can skip ahead to the money ties section of this video now. If you're feeling very generous, you can follow all the steps and do both. That's what I'm going to do in this tutorial. The fresh technique for this month is adding a vinyl pocket by stitching on top. I'm going to give you 3 tips for doing this without perforating. First, you're going to want to slow down your machine to around half a speed so it doesn't catch the vinyl. You will also want to switch probably to a new needle that will do wonders. We also recommend using a 70 or 75 size needle. Also, you can use sewer's aid if you're having troubles. This is a liquid you put on the upper thread. This is a clear, non-staining lubricant. A drop on the sewing machine needle or upper thread will help reduce skipped stitching and will also reduce the needle friction heat while sewing through heavy material and sheer fabric. Okay, we are on to alternate step 27 to the gift card pocket option. After changing the thread to the lighter green, stitch the pocket placement line. Place the pocket vinyl covering the placement line. Align the top edge of the vinyl up with the top opening and tape in place. Machine step 16 is stitch the pocket tack down line. To avoid your presser foot from catching, leave the tape on the pocket opening and remove the other tape. Then, trim the vinyl how you want. This is a raw edge applique. If you want to add money ties also, continue to step 31. If you don't want to add the money ties, skip ahead to the part of the video titled Direction Steps 35 to 40. Make sure you skip machine steps 17 and 18 also. Alright, we are moving on to the direction step 31 for the money ties option. Stitch the twine placement lines using the dark green thread. This is machine step 17. Place the topiary twine centered on the placement line like this. Each of my pieces of twine is about 14 inches long that I had to pre-cut earlier. Tape them in place, right above the placement lines. Make sure the pieces of twine don't cross over the other placement lines. Machine step 18. Stitch the twine tack down lines and remove the tape. Now, tie all the twine into bows and tape it down really well. Make sure it's not hanging outside of the circle. Steps 35 to 40. I'm now on instruction step 35. Turn the hoop to the back, place the insert back covering the project, and tape in place. Change the bobbin to the lighter green to match the top thread and stitch the final outline A. This is machine step 19. Remove all the tape. Turn the project to the back. Insert the craft stick all the way to the top of the topiary and make sure the stick is not close to the opening. Machine step 20 is stitch the final outline. Remove the project from the hoop and trim the entire project about 1/8 of an inch from the final outline A. Be careful not to cut the twine. Using a wet cotton swab, dissolve the stabilizer. Lay the project flat to dry. Now we're on to part 2, which is stitching the pot. First, you're going to hoop the wash-away stabilizer. You're going to load the gift card holder part B embroidery file into the machine. Machine step 1 is stitching the pot front placement line using a neutral thread color. Put the pot front leather right side up, covering the placement line. Stitch the pot front tack down line using a neutral thread color. This tack down line will also be your trimming line. This is machine step 2. Machine step 3 is stitch the pot accent placement line using cream thread. Put the pot accent fabric right side up, covering the placement line, and tape in place. Machine step 4 is stitch the pot accent tack down line. Add a little fray preventative if desired. Trim the fabric close to the stitch line. Stitch the pot accent quilting and decorative outline. This is machine step 5. Machine step 6 is stitching the pot rim outline. We are still using the cream thread. Turn the hoop to the back. Place the pot back leather right side up, covering the project. Tape well. Change the bobbin thread to match the top thread and stitch the pot final outline. This is machine step 7. Remove the project from the hoop. Remove all the tape. And trim the project on the trimming line from step 5. Using a wet cotton swab, dissolve the stabilizer. We do not recommend getting the stabilizer inside of the pot wet. If it dissolves without being fully removed, it will stick your pot closed. Lay it flat to dry. Once everything is dry, you can now slide the topiary insert into the pot holder. That's it, you're done. Before I go, I want to quickly show you how to fold your money to make these cute bow shapes. Fold your money in half and accordion fold the money. Place it over the string and tie a knot and bow. You can choose whatever money bill you want to add. In my case, I'm adding a $10 and $5 bills. But because it's 2024, you can also add one $20 bill and two $2 bills and give it as a gift to graduate students for 2024. Those are some ideas. There are different ways you can finish this project. You can add the twine, or you can add these beautiful Tilda buttons. You can also add a twine around the pot to just elevate your project a little bit. And of course, you can add these beautiful tags that say different things, like for example, Happy Mother's Day or Congrats. There are so many different ways of doing this project, so go ahead and stitch this and show us what you create. Now that you're finished with your project, I want to share a little bit with you what my favorite part is about this one. So I'm usually very hesitant on kind of gifting money, even though that's probably what people really like. But this is a great way of gifting money because it also shows that you put a lot of thought into it, and it's a handmade and homemade product that you can gift to others. After also you took the money out, you can definitely use it as a decoration, and you can put it on your fridge or as a small decor on a table. I actually have one at home that I put there, and I really, really like it. And at the same time, it's a great way to maybe even re-gifting it to someone else. So let me know what your favorite part is about this project and how you are using it. I would love to know, and leave a comment. Thank you so much for joining me, and now go and enjoy some well-deserved me time.